A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, presented by 2score Theatre Company.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Yes?
Pardon me, your grace, but it's Philostrate.
That's what I said. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius.
Yep.
My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
Dun, dun, dun.
What the hell was that? Philostrate, are you still here? I thought I told you to go stir the Athenian youth to merriment.
Quite so, my lord, but I took the liberty of remaining in case you needed a dun, dun, dun.
Well, I don't. Now, kindly go stir.
Yes, your grace. Only it's Philostrate.
That's what I said.
Yes, your grace.
Now, where was I? What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, by him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to abjure for ever the society of men.
Dun, dun, dun.
Get out!
Yes, your grace.
Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon? Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such a maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto Demetrius, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortune's every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius's. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Demetrius, I'll vouch it to his head, made love to Nidar's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. And being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along.
With duty and desire we follow you.
Ay me! For aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood...
Oh, cross! Too high to be enthralled to love.
Or else misgraft in respect of years.
Oh, spite! Too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell! To choose love by another's eyes.
Or, if there was sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, and ere a man hath power to say, Behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So, quick, bright things come to confusion. Hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lov'dst me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance to a morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Oh, look, here comes Helena.
Oh, good speed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair, oh happy fair. Sickness is catching, oh a favour so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face.
Oh.
Lysander and myself will fly this place.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the water glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and hence from Athens turn away our eyes, and seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius.
Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. Yet ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oath that he was only mine. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, settle down please, and welcome to this very special edition of Athens Got Talent. Let it be known, I have been charged by mighty Theseus, our very own Duke of Athens, to devise a programme of entertainment for the occasion of the celebrations of his forthcoming wedding to Hippolyta, Queen of the Amazons. Mighty Theseus thus said to me, "Go, Philostrate, that's me. Stir up the Athenian youth, that's you. To merriment, so prepare to be stirred up. Remember, what you decide here this evening will have a big say in who performs for the Duke and his new bride on their wedding day at night. Though, just to make it clear, the Duke's word is final. Between thou and me, having met the Queen of the Amazons, I doubt that's going to be happening much from now on. So, please, put your hands together and give a warm welcome to the first act of the evening, Nick Bottom and the Mechanicals.
Good evening, Athens and the surrounding areas. The following number is based on a most marvellous dream I had last night and is composed, written and performed mainly by me, with help from my band, Peter Quince, Tom Snout, Ringo Snug, Robin Starving on keyboards and Francis Flute on flute. Oh, and of course me, Nick Bottom the Weaver on sounds. This is the first time me and my band have played this number together, so pardon, gentles all, and we'll try our best not to offend. It's called Donkey Dream Blues, and it goes like this. I woke up this morning, I felt like an ass. My ears were all hairy and covered in grass. I looked down beside me, and what did I see? The Queen of the Fairies, a stroke in my knee, 'cause I'm a donkey, D-O-N-K-E-Y-E. Repeat after me. Yes, I'm a donkey, D-O-N-K-E-Y-E. I said, listen, Titania, this just cannot be, 'cause you are a fairy, and I'm a donkey, 'cause I'm a donkey, D-O-N-K-E-Y-E. Repeat after me. Yes, I'm a donkey, D-O-N-K-E-Y-E.
Hang on a minute, that's not how you spell donkey.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It's not.
I think you find it's D-O-N-K-I-E.
Why don't you just say ass? Because it doesn't rhyme.
What with?
With donkey, you ass.
Who are you calling an ass, you donkey?
Get on with it.
'Cause I'm a donkey, D-O-N-K-E-Y-E.
No, it's not.
And all these mechanicals are supposed to be rude.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, best of order, I beseech thee. There's plenty more to entertain and amuse. What next? I know. How about the battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch with a harp?
Oh, not that bloody eunuch again, that's bollocks.
No, the riot of the tipsy bacchanals. I know, the thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning.
Where are the strippers? They said there'd be strippers.
Follow me, lads. The Athenian youth is turning nasty.
I told you, Nick Bottom. Donkey dream blues, as if.
Well, the dream was real. How do you spell donkey anyway?
We're here, lads, quick, in here. It's all company here?
Stout, you're best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
Oh, yes, Pyramus. What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
Oh, a lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest. Yet my chief humour is for the tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus's car, that's it, shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute.
This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Yeah, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? You're wondering now.
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Faith, let me not play a woman. Have a beard coming.
Well, that's all as one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
Oh, and I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too.
I'm Thisbe.
I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe. Ah, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute you Thisbe.
Oh, well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father, myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, you, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Lion?
Have you got the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I'm slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. Ha! I will roar that I will make any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you would do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
I'm glad, you friends, that if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you unto any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard would I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw colour beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrain beard, or your French crown colour beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play it barefaced.
What's he on about?
Oh, search me. Is someone going to be playing a bet?
But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our device is known.
True.
I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. hold or cut bowstrings.
Sold or cut bowstrings? Oh, I really am confused.
Come on, let's go.
See you later.
Come on, Duke's Oak, remember.
The Duke's Oak by midnight.
Roaring. Oh, here goes.
What have we here?
Try again. Right.
Oh, how now, spirit, with a wander you.
Over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen, to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favours, in those freckles live their savours. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she, as her attendant, hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child knight of his train to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into haycorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labour in the kern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no balm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I have fat and been fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her with a dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, down topples she. But, room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
Oh, what? Jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence, I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steppes of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskinged mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegla break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest or mead. by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore, the winds piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The seasons alter, the spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, making the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles and return again as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within the wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away! We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress pass it on in maiden meditation fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk-white, now purple with love's wound. And maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing when she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love, and ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood, and here am I, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, and get thee gone, and follow me no more.
Oh, you draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. But yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not, in plainest truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius. The more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worse a place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impede your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not. To trust the inopportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face.
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildeth have not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed.
I will not stay thy questions, let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
I in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and were not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, or quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enamelled skin weed-wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come now, my fairies, a roundel and a fairy song. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
Philomel with melody, singing a sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come a lovely lady night, so good night with lullaby, so good night with lullaby.
spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs, be not seen. Newts and blind worms, do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, singing a sweet lullaby. La 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 lullaby. La 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm. Come a lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby. So good night with lullaby.
Hence, away! Now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost awake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard, or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak truth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so that two bosoms and a single troth, then by your side no bedroom me deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off. In human modesty, such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this lover's force in stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And here the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, will thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are often washed than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear. For beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel though Demetrius do, as a monster, fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's sphery eyne? But who is here? Lysander, on the ground, dead! Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake!
And run through fire I will, for thy sweet sake, transparent Helena. Nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove?
Wherefore was I this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is not enough? Is not enough, young man, that I did never, no nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye? But you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do in such disdainful manner me to woo.
No.
But fare you well. Perforce I must confess I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the boast of me. And all my powers address your love and might to honour Helen and to be her knight.
Help me! Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast! Ay me, for pity! What a dream was here! Lysander, look how I do quake with fear! Methought a serpent ate my heart away and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander? Lord, what, out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak! And if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
And here's a marvellous convenient place for our rehearsal.
Yeah.
This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
Oh, what sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By laking a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all said and done.
No, not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And, for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we shall have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Yeah, masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in God's shield as a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for that it There's not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he's not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies.
No.
Or, fair ladies. Yes. I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you. Not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion to a pity of my life, no, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are, and there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there is two hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, a play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savours sweet.
Odours.
Odours, savours sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you, for you must understand. He goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of colour like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and else most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man! Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I would only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters! Fly, masters!
I will follow you. I'll lead you round about, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom, bless thee, thou! What? Translated?
Oh!
Help! Bottom the
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. That I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The ouzel cock, so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer.
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamoured of thy note. So is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Oh, thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I've enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee.
What?
Therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness, so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth and mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and stewberries, with purple grapes, green figs and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise.
Hail, mortal.
Hail. I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you a more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mr. Squash, your mother, and to Master Peasgod, your father. Good Master Peasblossom, I shall desire you a more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustard Seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman in your house. I promise you, your kindred and made my eyes water ere now. I desire your more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, sweeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
Woke up this morning.
I wonder if Titania be awaked, and what it was that next came in her eye which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love! Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort who Pyramus presented in their sport forsook his scene and entered in a break when I did him at this advantage take, An ass's knoll I fix it on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When they him spy, so at his sight away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force, she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man. Uh-oh.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'ershoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
As dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Dost thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight.
Ah.
Yeah, about the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look you find. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm Demetrius' eyes, in case she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Now, to this sleeping Demetrius, flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth, Lysander, mistook by me, pleading for the love of she. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never came in tears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er?
I had no judgment when I to her swore.
Nor none in my mind. Now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me this much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals, and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned. And now to Helen is it home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know. Look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all you fiery ways and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo! She is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days' friendships, childhood innocence? And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent. Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can
if
do.
thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop.
No. He'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go!
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Sweet love!
Thy love, out, tawny tartar, out, loathed medicine, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh, me! What news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are not you, Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid! In earnest shall I say?
Aye, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question of doubt be certain. Nothing truer, 'tis no jest that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh, me! You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine! Aye, faith! Have you no modesty? No maiden shame? Have you no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppet? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she had prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low that my nails can reach unto thine eye.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. Oh, let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again.
Good Hermia. Do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that, in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go, to Athens I will bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is't that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering knot grass made you beat, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena, take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most in Helena.
Follow! Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands then mine are quicker for a fray. My legs longer though, to run away.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes, and so far am I glad it so did sort, as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night, the starry welkin cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within the other's way. Like to Lysander sometimes frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. And sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep will leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league, whose date till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds are gone.
But we are spirits of another sort, and I with morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, drawn and ready, where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground. Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak in some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars, and will not come? Come, recreant, come thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here. He goes before me, and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. Had fallen am I in dark uneven way, and here will rest me. Come thou, gentle day, but if once thou show'st me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward!
Why comest thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest, for well I wot thou runn'st before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way, faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, abate thy hour. Shine comforts from the east that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me away from mine own company.
Yet but three, come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe. Bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars, I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, Lysander, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, Hermia. And the country proverb known that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Oh, Monsieur Cobweb. Good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hip bumblebee on top of a thistle. And, good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur. And, good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. Oh, where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me a knee for Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you leave your courtesy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Oh, nothing, good monsieur, but to help Cavalier Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I'm marvellous airy about the face, and I'm such a tender ass if my hair but tickle me, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
Oh, quiet music, I beseech your honour. Though I do have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongues and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Oh, truly, a peck of provender, I could munch a good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
What? I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in mine arms. Fairies be gone, and be always away. Okay. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle, gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favours from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. And that same dew, which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the others do may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud, or Cupid's flower, hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you my sweet queen.
Oh, my Oberon. What visions have I seen? Methought I was enamoured of an ass.
No, there lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead the common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music, oh, music, such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded, with Theseus all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground?
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the voward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go, dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hollered to, nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander, this Demetrius is. This Helena, old Nidar's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. Saint Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half asleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly would I speak, now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law...
Enough, enough, my lord. You have enough, I beg, the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle gaud, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But, like in sickness, did I loathe this food. But as in health, come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will.
My lord.
For in the temple, by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks. And I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is Most Fair Pyramus. Oh. Peter Quince, flute, snout, starveling. Huh. God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool if he will off to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. Hold on a minute. I woke up this morning. I felt like an ass. My ears were all hurting and covered in grass.
you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is mad. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, you're simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. He is the very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless, is a thing of naught.
Oh, masters! The Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom. Thus hath he lost 6pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped a 6pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, most courageous day, almost happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you I am no true Athenian, oh, I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath supped. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look o'er his part, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go! Away!
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of."
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold, that is, the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed a bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows for something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus. Only it's Philostrate, your grace.
That's what I said. Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Oh, will none of that. I have told my love in glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riots of a tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. Thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious, for in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Oh, hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never laboured in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness or charge and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. That you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite, we do not come as minding to contest you, our true intent is. All for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand upon points. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the which, let no man wonder. This man, with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine, for, if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night did scare away, or rather did affright, and as she fled, her mantle she did for which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his bloody boiling breast. Thank you. And Thisbe, ma'am, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest left lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am the same wall, the truth is so. And this cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Shh! Silence!
O Grimlock Knight! O night with hue so black! O night, whichever art when day is not! O night! O night! Alack, alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones, for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I'm to spy her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love, thou art my love, I think.
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace, and like Limander am I trusty still.
And I like Ellen, till the fates me kill.
Not Shafalus to Procrus was so true.
Shafalus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb... Ninus' tomb, meet me straightway.
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus, wall, away doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbours.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so wilful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff ever, I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then and not theirs.
Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should, as lion, come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience. It is well. And let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. This lantern doth the horned moon present. This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon do seem to be.
I am a-weary of this moon. Would he would change.
Proceed, moon. All that I have to say is to tell you that the lantern is the moon, I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Silence! Here comes Thisbe.
What?
Here comes Thisbe!
All right, keep your hair on. This is old Ninny's tomb. Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Well roared, lion!
Well run, Thisbe!
Well shone, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear! Thy mantle good, what, stained with blood? Oh, approach, ye furies fell! Oh, fates, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude and quell!
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, did thou lions frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword, and wound the pap of Pyramus, aye, that left pap, where art doth up, heart doth up, heart doth hop, heart doth hop. Thus die I, thus, thus. Now am I dead, now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, die, die.
Is he dead?
Not yet. Die! I am now.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love? What, dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak, quite dumb. Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, those yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers, make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have sure with shears this thread of silk tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade, bathe my breast in brew. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and Wall too. Oh no, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a ballad between all of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, truly, and very notably discharged. But come, your ballad, let your epilogue alone.
I woke up this morning, I felt like an ass. My ears were all hairy and covered in grass. I looked down beside me, and what did I see? The Queen of the Fairies has struck in my knee, 'cause I'm a donkey.
Iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and new jollity. Oh, and thanks, good Philostrate. Cracking show.
It's Philostrate, Your Grace.
That's what I said.
Very well, Your Grace.
Now the hungry lion roars and the wolf behowls the moon. whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite in the churchway path to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give gathering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me sing, and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us will blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate, so shall all the couples three ever true in loving be. And the bloods of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Nevermore hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children with this field do consecrate. Every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless, through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend, if you pardon we will mend, and as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all, give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
I woke up this morning, no longer an ass. My ears, they weren't hairy, nor covered in grass. I looked down beside me, and what did I see? No queen of the fairies, a stroking by me. He was a donkey, munching way out of his class. But man was that was. In A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, presented by Two Score Theatre Company, Oberon was played by Giles Emerson, Titania by Ray Fisher, Puck by Charmian Ingham, Fairy by Kate Garman, Peas Blossom, Mustard Seed, Cobweb and Moth by Fran Lothian and Morgan Rhys-Davies. Theseus was played by Paul Rue, Hippolyta by Kate Garman, Aegeus by Peter Burden, Hermia by Amy Evans, Lysander by Ewan Gibb, Demetrius by Morgan Rhys-Davies, Helena by Erin O'Hanlon, Philostrate by John Lehman, Peter Quince by Colin Love, Nick Bottom by Peter Hayter, Francis Flute by Gareth Owen, Tom Snout by Steve Piper, Snug by Francis Lothian, and Starveling by Nick Hurt. Donkey sounds were supplied by Donkey the Donkey, and no donkeys were harmed in the making of this production. The play was directed by Peter Hayter, with original music by Steve Dunnicky, Ed Begley and Nick Hurt. Philomel with Melody was composed by Steve Dunnicky and sung by Amy Evans. Now Until the Break of Day was composed and sung by Ed Begley. Donkey Dream Blues was composed by Nick Hurt and sung by Nick Bottom. A Midsummer Night's Dream was performed by Two Score Theatre Company for the Ludlow Fringe Festival 2021 in aid of Hope House and Caitlin Kickstart Award. Two Score Theatre Company would like to dedicate this production to the memory of Jackie Langham and Stephen Treasure. Thank you for listening. The end.